excited because today we're starting a new unit of phonics. We've been word builders. We've been building words with the letters and sounds, but today we are going to start to be word scientists. I have a big question above my head. You can tell it's a question because there's a question mark. It says, what is a scientist? Think about that in your head. What is a scientist? Well, I know scientists study things like shells, the ocean, fish, animals, and even outer space. Scientists study things in nature and ask questions about things. Scientists collect a lot of things, and then they look at or study those things that they collect. So that's what we're going to do as word scientists. We're going to collect a lot of letters. We're going to study those letters. And Mabel is very excited to get started being a word scientist with us. Mabel loves noticing things about the letters in our alphabet and hearing the sounds. Today I want to teach you that just as scientists study things like shells and rocks, things in the ocean, things on land, outer space, animals, and all kinds of things, word scientists study the alphabet chart. Word scientists notice every little teeny tiny detail about the alphabet chart. But if we're going to be studying the alphabet chart, we need to know how to read it correctly. To read our alphabet chart, we start by saying the letter name, then the picture, then the sound. Name, picture, sound. 3 steps to reading each letter. Let's try it with just the first 3. A, apple, A. B, ball, B. C, cat, K. We said the name of the letter, A, B, and C. We said the name of the picture, apple, ball, cat. And then we said the sound that we heard at the beginning of that picture word. Apple says A, ball says B, C says cat says K. So we said the name, the picture, and the sound. Now let's go through all of them together. A, apple, A. B, ball, B. C, cat, K. D, dog, D. E, egg, E. F, fan, F. G, goat, G. H, hat, H. I, igloo, I. J, jewelry, J. K, kite, K. L, ladybug, L. M, monkey, M. N, nest, N. O, octopus, ah. P, pig, P. Q, question, Qu. R, rainbow, R. S, sun, S. T, turtle, T. U, umbrella, V, volcano, V. W, watermelon, W. X, fox, X. Y, yarn, Y. Z, zipper, Z. So we read the entire alphabet chart. Now, as scientists, since we are word scientists, we need to study the alphabet chart. Now, scientists look closely at every little teeny tiny detail. So let's just start by studying the first box. What do we notice? Think about what you notice about this first letter box. You might notice that there's a picture. There are 2 letters. Both letters are A. I noticed that there's an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter A. Now, some people say big A and little a, but we're scientists. We use fancy scientist words like uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. As a scientist, I noticed a pattern. Each of the boxes have an uppercase letter at the top and a lowercase letter at the bottom. Every single box has that. I also noticed that every single box has a picture, but I'm wondering why they chose those pictures. Like how A has an apple. I'm wondering why it's an apple. I mean, I like apples, but I think mangoes are better. don't you? Why isn't there a picture of a mango? And with ball, why is there a ball next to B instead of, I don't know, a shoe? Why is there a dog next to D? Why not a different animal? Why not a cat? I wonder why they picked these pictures. I know, it's because of the beginning sound. A says A like apple. B says ball. B says B like ball. C says K like cat. D says D like dog. The picture shows us the sound the letter makes. The first sound we hear in the picture must be the sound that letter makes. Like how Ms. Jones starts with a J, like jewelry. And Ms. Davenport starts with a D, like dog. How about R? Where's the R? R! It has a picture of a rainbow. Let's see, is the first sound in rainbow? Rainbow. Rainbow starts with the R sound. Miss Renee starts with the R sound. So the first sound in the picture matches the letter's sound. Question. Pig. Octopus. What a great thing that we discovered about the alphabet chart. One more thing that I noticed about this alphabet chart that I'm a little confused about. I wonder if you are. There's a fox next to the X. Now I know that ox starts with the f sound like in fan. That means fox starts with an F, but it's by the X. Let's stretch out fox again to figure out why. Ox. Fox ends with an X. Fox ends with the X sound like an X. Now, I'll tell you a little word scientist secret. There aren't a lot of words that start with the letter and the sound that X makes. There aren't a lot of X words. So it looks like they picked one picture that ends with the X sound instead of starts with it. That's the only rule breaker on this whole alphabet chart. All of the rest of the pictures, their first sound is the sound the letter makes. Like in, nest says N. T, turtle says T. Fox is the only rule breaker. We discovered that as scientists. Word scientists, let me remind you that scientists notice teeny tiny things that normal people just walk past and don't even care about. Scientists notice all of those things. Scientists say things like, I see. They start their sentences with I see because they're noticing things while they're studying the alphabet chart. I see a picture of food here and a picture of food here. They used food for two pictures. I see animals. I see an animal for M, monkey. I see an animal for P, pig. I see an animal for G, goat. I see an animal for C, cat. I see an animal for D, dog. I see animals for O, T, and X. So I see animals. That's something I see as a scientist. I also see some things about the lines in the letters. I noticed that the uppercase A has only straight lines. Straight down, straight across. But the lowercase a has a round line like a ball or a circle. I noticed that the letter C, the uppercase C and lowercase c look alike, but the uppercase C is tall, the lowercase c is small. I noticed that same thing about P. Uppercase P and lowercase p look the same, but one is tall, one is small. Same with O. Tall, small, but they look the same. Same with W and V. W and V, the uppercase and lowercase, look the same, but one is tall and one is small. Same thing with S, X, and Z. The uppercase matches the lowercase, but the uppercase is always tall Uppercase is always tall, and these lowercase ones are small. I noticed something about my favorite letter. My favorite letter is X. My favorite letter is X because I really like the sound that it makes. X, x. I think it's really fun to say. I noticed that the X just uses 2 slanted lines. 1, 2, 1, 2. And that kind of reminds me of the T. The T uses 1, 2. 1, 2. I wonder if there are other letters that are the same. As a scientist, I see that X uses 2 lines, and so does T. What can you see as a scientist? It's time for Fast Phonics! This is the map card. The sound is mm. The sound mm is spelled with the letter M. Say it with me. Mm. This is the sound at the beginning of the word map. Listen. Map. Map. Map starts with the sound. What's the name of this letter? M. What sound does this letter make? Let's write the uppercase M and the lowercase m. Uppercase M goes down, back up to the top, slant down, slant up, and down. So let's write the uppercase M. We start at the top. We go down, back up to the top, slant down, slant up, go down. That's our uppercase M. Let's write our lowercase m. We start at the top. We go down, little bump, little bump. Let's try it. It's a small letter, so we go down, little bump, little bump. M. Now we can look at our word for today. Our word is I. Now, you guys know the word I really well. Let's review it. I is the word I use when I'm talking about myself. Like in this story, fun together. This person is talking about themselves by saying I. I can pour. I can mix. That's what's happening in the picture. I can bake. I can clean. I can eat. I is the word we use when we talk about ourselves. When we're talking about ourselves, we say I. I can. When we're talking about being with other people, we say we. When you're with your family and you're talking about things you did together, you say we. We is something that you do with more than one person. I is the word I use when I'm talking about myself. We is the word I use when I'm talking about a group of people. Like we, your teachers, are really proud of you. We are really proud of all the hard work you've been doing. Let's read the word we. Read it one more time. We. Let's spell it W-E. We. W-E is we. And now let's write the word we. The word we has 2 letters, W and E, so let's write those. For my W, it's small, so I start in the middle. Slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. W is so fun to write. E, across and around. We. I'll write it big on the board as well. We slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. That's W. E, we go across and around. We. Today we learned how to be word scientists by studying our alphabet chart. We noticed things about the letters, the pictures, and the sounds. Like how the pictures match the sound that the letter makes. Apple. That's the sound A makes. But we also noticed some things were rule breakers, like how fox ends with the X sound instead of starting with it, because we learned a secret that there aren't a lot of words that start with the letter X. We asked this question today: what is a scientist? And we figured out how to be word scientists. We know that scientists study things and find out more about those things that they collect and study. Word scientists use really smart sentences like I see. And then they tell us what they see. I see an apple where A is. I see that O's kind of look like circles. I see that T's only use straight lines. Really great word scientists use big sentences like I see, and then they tell us what they see.